I was afraid that my son was gonna die.
He fell. I went down, I picked him up.
The doctors say the injury would normally come from drop from 15 feet. There was so much pressure in the baby's head, they had to drill a hole in an 8-month-old's head.
I didn't know what else to say. I mean...
Well, how about the truth? Are you running? Are you running?
I'm not running.
You damage a child forever, and you're not going to give the mother the truth?
Tell me what happened right now.
The baby fell out of my hand.
Jarrell has not seen his 2-year-old son in over a year. And he believes the child's mother's keeping him away because his new fiancée, Stacy, is white. But Jarrell also fears that the child's mother, Tashima, is abusing their son. He has multiple recordings of her swearing at the toddler and threatening to kill the child if Jarrell does not leave his fiancée. Take a look.
My fiance's ex-girlfriend is abusive towards his son. She won't let him see him. It's been a year and a half since he has seen him, and he really wants to be in his son's life. She is keeping his son from him because she doesn't like the fact that Jarrell's with a white girl. That's not only racist, but that's not right. Before me and him got together, and they were still together, Jarrell would see bruises on his son. He would see her throw his son on the couch. She's sent us text messages saying that, oh, well, when you leave that white bitch, that's when you're gonna see your son. Tashima's so angry that Jarrell's with me that she takes her anger out on his son. She's threatened to kill his son. She's threatened to drown him. She's threatened to throw him out a window. She's crazy. She sits there and she calls him hoes and bitches and says he's ugly and he's nothing but a crybaby. She shouldn't be saying those type of things to any 2.5-year-old, to any child, period. Me and Jarrell are really scared that she's eventually gonna really do something to harm him. We've called CPS, we've called the police, we've tried everything. She knew that Jarrell was on probation. So what she did was took his son and fled the state with him, and knowing that there's no possible way that he could see him. And I don't see how his dad's a deadbeat when he wants to be in his son's life. She'll call and say, oh, well, you want to talk to your son? He's right here. And we'll hear him in the background, and Jarrell will be like, yeah, I want to talk to my son. Of course I want to talk to my son. And she'll be like, oh, well, click, and hang the phone up. He wants to be in his son's life, and he'd do anything to be in his son's life.
So you were with Tashima, right?
Yes.
And how long were you with her for?
3.5 years.
Oh, so a long time.
Yes.
You had a baby.
Yes.
And why did you guys end up breaking up?
Because I seen another side of her that wasn't supposed to, I guess it wasn't supposed to show in her book. In my book, I'm not finna date a female that's finna actually abuse her man, because in the long run, that's gonna abuse the boy. So like I said, it hurts me.
So you broke up with her?
Yes.
All right. And you think that she's upset that you're dating this new girl?
Yeah, it's not it's true. Because ever since I left her and I got with Stacy, it's been all going downhill, you know? So every time I try to call her phone, she'll be like, well, you want to speak to your son? I'll be like, yeah, sure, let me speak to my son. I'll get on the phone for a split second, he'll say one word and she'll hang the phone up on me. So I'm like, well, damn, you can let me speak to him, at least let me talk to him, you know what I'm saying? Let me hear his voice, send me a picture. I had to literally tell her I broke up with Stacy just to even get a picture out of her.
Now, Tashima says you're a deadbeat dad.
No, that's not true. I can't be a deadbeat. Like I said, I'm not a deadbeat dad. I'm actually a dude that wants to be in his child's life. I take care of mine. Like I said, I take care of my grandma and my other brothers and sisters.
Why does Tashima hate Stacy, though?
Because Tashima still loves me with all of her.
She wants to be with you.
She wants to be with me forever. You know what I'm saying? Like I told her, she's going to be with me forever, but even though I can't be with you physically. You know, so I still have love for you and everything. You my child's mother. That's what all my baby moms. Like Stacy now, she's pregnant. I'm happy. I got another kid on the way.
You might want to slow down just a little bit, you know. Now, from what I told, she's not thrilled. Tashima's not thrilled that Stacy's white, right?
Right, correct. I don't know why. She says she not racist, but in my mind, why would you sit there and keep calling her a white bitch?
And truthfully, even if it was another African-American, she probably wouldn't be too thrilled with that either, right?
No, she wouldn't. She told me on the phone.
She don't care if it's Asian, whatever. I don't think she wants you to be with anybody.
No.
I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe she's a racist.
She told me on the phone that I recommend you be with a black girl and I'll let you see your son.
Well, that's pretty racist. I guess I was wrong. Yeah, and I saw some of the texts that you provided.
Yes.
She's pretty pissed off at you. And you're here today because you were hoping what?
That I could just see him for the day. If I could see him today, that'd change my life.
But you do believe that she abuses your son, which is a big issue.
Yes, I do. Because on the, I got a picture of him. He's got a bruise right underneath his eye. Like if you really actually look into the picture, it's a big bruise across his eye. How did he get that? He's got pinch marks on him. That's when he was with me.
Right.
You know, she threw him onto me when he was a little bit over a week old. You know, just to get into it with my. So in my mind,
she threw your son to you?
Yes.
That's crazy town, huh?
Crazy ain't the word for it.
You threatened to kill your own son.
Oh, no, would never do that. I would never do that. I love my son.
I got the text messages in my phone.
You look here, bitch. And you look here, hoe.
Why do you hate me?
You know
7774-STEVE or visit SteveWilkos.com. You threatened to kill your own son.
Oh, no, would never do that. I would never do that. I love my son.
I got the text messages in my phone.
You say she threatened to kill your son.
Yeah, she threatened to kill my son. She told me on the phone that if you don't want to be with me, then you don't need your son either. He don't need to be with me either. I'll throw him off the balcony. I said, why would you say that about my son? I said, why would you say that about your kid? She say, well, if I can't have you, then you can't have him or I can't have him. Nobody's going to have him.
Let's bring out your ex, Tashima.
You a lying know that?
How am I lying?
You lying.
I'm lying?
Yes.
So all the text messages and all the pictures that you sent to me with that bruise under his eye, was that fake?
He ain't had no views.
Like I said, it's a bruise under his eye.
Okay, whatever. You lying.
So
you need to tell your bitch to take out of it.
Like I said, she's not a bitch.
Well,
she's
like
not a bitch.
said,
she have a name. Her name is Stacy.
Like I said, that bitch, like I said.
You know, you threatened to kill your own son.
Oh, no, would never do that. I would never do that.
That's
I love my son.
I got the text messages in my phone.
I would never do that.
So he's making that up?
Yes.
He hasn't seen his son in over a year and a half.
He see his son. I told him, can you make an effort even once to come down to Texas to see your son? Well, I'm on probation. Joelle, you never been on your probation, so why can't you see your son? You can tell your probation officer that you finna go see your son. But you ain't even putting in the effort.
Do you still want to be with him?
I still love him, yes.
Do you want to still be with him?
No.
No. Do you have a problem with him, with his, as you say, bitch, he says Stacy.
No, I ain't got no problem with her. She said need to stay out of my business.
Do you hate the fact that she's white?
No.
You don't care?
I don't.
Right.
I really don't care.
Right. He says that you said he could see his son if you date a black girl.
No, I don't care who he's dating. I really don't. I don't care.
Well, see, now, I don't believe that you don't care about anything, because you wouldn't be here if that was the case.
Yeah.
Right? Some of it's true, right?
No, none of them.
Okay, this is from your phone. Oh, that good, all you got to do is live that. Then you can see your son. I already told you this already. Mrs. Get Money.
Yeah, I told her.
And then he said, I'm not leaving her. I'm coming to visit my son. And you wrote, oh, that's good. All you got to do is leave that. Then you can see your son. I told you this already. I mean, you know. Why is it? What if you, I'm sure you've been...
Okay, he sent text message too. I really don't care about no text message.
Okay. We do have a voice recording, right? That you left. Let's listen to that.
I can't help take care of him because you took him away from me. So what's the problem?
You would never see your son, and that's just really that. And I swear to God, you would never ever in your lifetime see your son if you with this wife.
That's you talking to your son.
I'm not talking to my son. I was talking to him.
Yes, you was, because he was standing.
I wasn't talking to him. You hear me? I wasn't talking to him. So shut up.
Yes, you was.
Well, all this videotape with everything y'all doing, you need to shut up.
Okay, whatever you say, Tasha.
do you consider yourself a good mother?
Yeah, I'm a damn good mom.
Are you proud of the way you talk?
No.
Okay, I mean, you tell him you're never going to see your son again.
He won't. He won't.
You're addressing somebody as a crybaby, and I hear a baby crying in the background.
No one mine.
Yeah, right.
And people are okay with you talking like that in front of children? You know, I got to believe that on some level you're abusive to your son.
No, I'm not.
Yeah. Your girlfriend's here. I like to call her Stacy. Let's bring her out.
Hey, you look here.
Stop it. Hi, how are you? Okay.
You ain't pregnant, ho.
Okay.
Stop it.
She is pregnant. You don't care that she's pregnant?
No, I dumped that baby out of her.
Why do you hate me?
Hold on.
Hold
on, ma'am. Stop it.
Okay.
Just with that statement right there, you confirmed everything that he's been telling us.
I'm the one that has to see Jarrell upset and everything.
You don't even know him.
His son.
Have you intentionally abused your son because you're upset at Jarrell? You said no. Have you threatened to kill your son?
7. All presenting donors will receive a Red Cross t-shirt.
I'm the one that has to see Jarrell upset and everything.
You don't even know him.
His son.
It's sad that I have to, like, put bodyguards on her to protect a baby.
Because I don't like her, because the bitch ain't even talking. I'm going to tell you how you talk. I'm going to whoop your ass. I'm going to tell you how you do that.
Steve, that's all she ever says to me.
Okay. What would you like to... I mean, you really don't have to add anything because she's confirming everything that Jarrell's told us. I think that she is abusive to her son.
No,
I think
I'm
she's
not.
a bit of a lunatic for talking the way she does.
Well,
I'm sure she threatens everybody. You know, you really picked a winner over here. You know, I'm sorry. What young mother conducts herself this way? You should be ashamed of yourself.
Whatever.
What would you like to add to this?
I'm the one that called the show. I'm just tired of sitting here every day. I'm the one that has to see Jarrell upset and everything.
You don't even know him.
His son.
You don't even know
I've been
him.
with him
They've been
for
together
2 years.
2 years.
You don't even know my son. You don't know him.
Yeah, I do.
No,
Anyways.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
When
Keep up.
baby,
This is
to
my son.
where we
This
stay.
is mine. You better control your bitch. That's what you better do. You better control your dog.
When she brought the baby
You
to
better
where we
get your
stay,
dog on the leash. That's what you better do.
we had to act like we were broken up just so he could see his son. And when they were there, we were the ones taking care of him. She was walking around trying to chase him around with in a car seat in a onesie. The baby got so sick that we had to take him to the hospital.
Oh, okay.
She wouldn't take him to the hospital because Jarrell didn't want to go with her.
The bitch lying on me.
Nobody's lying on you.
No, whatever you say. Whatever you say. And it's sad how y'all gonna call the show on me for you to see your son. Your son ain't even here.
How is that
How about
bad?
that? How about that? Your son ain't even here with me.
She refused to bring him.
Okay. And you would never see your son.
Don't matter. I see him one day.
Okay. So that's a turn that I was not aware of. I didn't realize your son wasn't here. The whole point of the show is you have a son with this man.
I do.
Why won't you just let the man see his son?
Okay, I told him he can see his son, but I'm gonna have to come with him.
Sure, I'm sure he'd be okay with that. Would you be okay with that?
I would.
Okay. Can he see his son?
We can one day for Christmas or something like that.
Why can't he see his son tomorrow?
He can't.
What? He can.
He can't.
He can't?
Because he's with me. Because I'm white. She's gonna sit here and say that she's not racist. But this girl, every
You know
time.
what, though? I think that maybe racism plays a little part, but, I mean, she's got some deep issues, and I don't know, that's to do with... I'm sure that you don't care about me or my thoughts or what I think, but, you know, my son is the joy of my life, right? We're watching football games together. I spend so much time with him, and it just, he's, you know, oh my God, the pleasure this little boy gives me every day of my life, which, like you said, you feel the same way towards your son. But he's not getting that. He's missing out on that.
Okay, only reason why he ain't getting it because he talking to me bad and he let
but you do it too.
Okay, I do it too, but he let this hoe
what I'm saying is, you know, you're living your life with a lot of anger, right?
Yeah.
And life goes by fast. I mean, you're 24 now, in a blink of an eye, you're going to be 50. And to live, it's true, right? I mean, I'm not, you know, you only know it if you're about 40. But my point is, life goes by fast, and every day you're living with all this anger. And life's not to be lived with anger every day and hate and all that. I mean, yeah, there's things that I don't like in my life or whatever, but I don't dwell on them. I try to dwell on the positives, my kids, my wife, my family, my career. Why not just let them go and be who they are and just allow him to have a little slice of your son's life?
He can, but not tomorrow. He can. We can set it up one day.
You set it up one day.
One day.
Well, and what I'm saying is,
one day mean never.
Well, I'm trying here for you. But what I'm saying is,
one day, but like for Christmas. How about come down there for Christmas?
And take this for what it's worth. Someday your little boy's gonna grow up, and he might even see this particular show. Okay. You have to act in a way that you make your kids proud that, oh my God, that's my mom. Do you think when your son's 15, 16 years old that he'd be proud that you're acting this way? No. And I mean, I would...
And I'm trying my best to not act like that in front of him.
I know. And you're young, and it's got to be hard being a single mom, right? So, yeah, I understand. But you got to maintain better control. You got to control yourself a little better and act like you're an adult and you're a mother, okay? You took a lie detector test, right? Have you threatened to kill your son if Jarrell did not leave Stacy? You answered no.
Everybody looks at me as a bad, bad person. They look at me as a devil.
All because of a woman.
Tomorrow.
Have you made racial slurs towards Stacy? You said yes. I mean, you confessed. Have you pinched your son leaving marks on him? You answered no. You told the truth. Have you intentionally abused your son because you're upset at Jarrell? You said no. You did not tell the truth. Have you physically abused your son? You answered no. You did not tell the truth. Have you threatened to kill your son if Jarrell did not leave Stacy? You said no. You did not tell the truth. Serious things. Do I believe you would kill your son? I hope not.
No,
I think you love your son. You would never do that.
I don't love my son.
Are you letting your emotion get a hold of you where you might use an excessive force on your son? I'm guessing yes, right? You're even admitting that, right? Okay, what we really need to do is get you some help so you don't do that to your little boy anymore. Okay? I think, listen, I want to help you, okay? And I think there's some stuff going on, right? You would admit that you need some help, right? Okay. And you probably need help dealing with Jarrell.
Yeah, I need help dealing with him. He to let this bitch come between everything, and I don't like it.
Okay. You need to set some boundaries, okay? I'm asking you for a favor from me, okay? I want to get you help when you leave, when we walk back there. Steven's going to talk to you. We're going to get you some help, okay?
Okay.
If I bought him a plane ticket to go home tomorrow and see your son, because we begged you to bring your son here so you could see him. You said no. But if I buy him a plane ticket so he can go home and see his son, would you allow him to see your son?
Yes.
You will? We're gonna, when we go back, we're gonna start trying to get you some help, okay? So you can not take your anger out on your little boy anymore, Nobody wants that. You don't want that, but we're going to get you help so that doesn't happen. Hopefully, he comes down to your son. You got to forget about what's going on over there for the time being. Just all you got to think is, my son is going to see his father. My son is going to see his father. Just keep repeating that in your head and just let everything else go. When you first came out, I didn't think we were going to get this far. So I think there's hope, right? And no matter what, when you go down there, everybody's going to be civil, right?
Yes.
There's going to be no craziness. Your son hasn't seen you in a year and a half.
Right.
This is going to be a big moment for you when you go down there, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're going to be civil?
Yeah, he can come, but not her.
And you understand this, right, Stacy?
Yeah.
I'm only buying him a ticket, okay?
But at the same time, if we get married, she needs to understand
Okay,
that
let's...
that's
No. That's a discussion for another day. Right now, we're just trying to get you railed to see his son. Hey, I wish you all the best of luck, but there's things that have to be worked out. And someday, hopefully, as time's pass, some of this anger comes down. And the biggest thing is getting you to be a really good mom and getting you some parenting classes and not to abuse the little boy, okay? Thank you for coming on the show. Let him see his little dog, please. Thank you. Good luck to you. I hope it comes through tomorrow that you get to see your little boy. And again, you have to be the bigger person here and work this. I wish you all luck in the good luck to your son, man. Thanks for coming on. Thanks, Stacey. The doctors say the injury would normally come from drop from 15 feet. There was so much pressure in the baby's head, they had to drill a hole in an 8-month-old's head.
Tell me what happened right now.
The doctors say the injury would normally come from drop from 15 feet. There was so much pressure in the baby's head, they had to drill a hole in an 8-month-old's head. I recently received an email from a young woman who is desperately seeking justice for her 2-year-old nephew. Monica wrote, "My sister is still seeing the man who almost killed her son. Whoa. It's been almost 2 years and there's still no justice. She chooses this man over the well-being of her children. All I want is for her to start choosing her kids over this awful man." Well, Monica's sister Rachel is here today, and she's still with the man accused of abusing her child. Take a look.
Me and Charles went to be together. I love him. I would do anything for him. He's my other half, and I can see myself with him for the rest of my life. Charles loved my son like it was his own baby. They were like unstoppable. Like they always watched football together. He was always with him, and he always wanted to be with him. I'm here today to find out what happened to my son when he was 8 months. Charles says that he was making dinner, and my son started crying, so he went to pick him up in the crib, and he was going to make him a bottle. So he went to stir the food and turn around to turn on the faucet to wash the bottle to make a bottle, and that's when my son slipped out of his hands. My son would have fallen from about 4 feet. The doctors say if my son had actually fallen, it would have been plus 15 feet, not 4 feet. He had a breathing tube. He was pretty much on life support. They had to drill a hole in his scalp because his brain was so swollen. Hearing that my son has a 50-50 chance of surviving, it's hard. I didn't know what to say or think. I was afraid that my son was gonna die. I found out Charles was arrested for abusing my son that morning. He was charged for battery assault to a minor. He was in jail for 3 months. I ended up losing my son for over a year. It was almost 2 years because of what had happened. These accusations destroyed us. I was pregnant with his baby when this happened, and he couldn't even be there for the birth of his own daughter. Today, Charles is here to take a lie detector test to prove to my family that he did not do this. Although I do believe him, I am a little confused of what the doctors and my family is saying. I just want my life back, our life back. I want these accusations to stop so we could live our life and be a family again.
Did you do it?
No, I didn't. I mean, everybody looks at me as a bad, bad person. I mean, I sit here and I'm like, dang, I do what I can. I mean, I'm the best man I could be. I go out and I try to take care of her kids on my own will. And when I tell her, oh, you know, don't worry about looking for a babysitter, I'm here for you. I love her, I love him, I loved them all. And when this had happened to me, it crushed us. I mean, it's like now we can't even be together. We can't, when we are together, her family doesn't approve of it. They look at her as a bad person, they look at me as a devil.
What happened that day?
That day, I was at home, she was at work. I was in the kitchen, I heard the baby crying, so I went to the living room. I went to the room and I grabbed the baby, and I took him out of his crib and I walked into the living room. And that's when I put him down in his walker, but he started crying even harder. I don't know if he had a bad dream or he was just really hungry and needed a bottle. So I went to find his bottle, I couldn't find it, so I ended up picking him up because he was just crying hysterically. And then finally I found his bottle. And that's when I went to the kitchen and went to turn the faucet on, and he fell out of my hands. I mean, it happened so fast that I didn't even see him fall.
You didn't see it, but he landed right at your feet, right?
He landed behind me at my feet, yeah.
Were you holding him back here?
No, I was holding him like this. I went to turn the faucet like this, and he was...
slipped out, you didn't see it. What did you do after he landed on his head?
I panicked. I looked down, I saw him, I was like, oh my God, I dropped the baby, you know? I picked him up, I sat there, and he was crying really hard. But I walked into the living room and sat down on the couch, you know, to see if he would stop crying. He stopped crying like almost instantly. And then that's when I started noticing he wasn't the same. I saw a swelling on his head.
You saw swelling on his head. The doctors say that this is the injury that this child sustained would normally come from drop from 15 feet. I mean, you know, 4 feet, and then think 3 times that, and add another 3 feet onto that. 15 feet. How do you explain that?
I don't know. I was speechless. What this had happened.
They said,
or
it could be from shaking the baby really hard, or maybe throwing the baby down.
Yeah, that's what they say. See, this is the thing I have to deal with and live with, and I had to deal with it because I know that I loved him, and once that happened, it's never been the same.
You went to jail for this.
Yes, I did.
How long?
3 months.
3 months. The medical paperwork says bruising on the chest and sternum, right? So not just the head, like bruises on the chest, the sternum. Wouldn't that be consistent with the baby being squeezed really hard, shaken?
Well, I really don't know, like, what the medical records...
I don't, you know, what the medical records, these are professional doctors, right? They're not lying about it. They go to the hospital, they observe the injuries, and they write it down. This is what they found while the baby was in your care. And no explanation for the bruises on the chest or the sternum?
No, there was nothing. He fell. The only thing I noticed on him was his head. That's the only thing I noticed after he fell.
Come on, man. You gotta have an explanation.
I have no explanation. The only explanation that I have is that I was taking care of this baby.
They had the drill in the baby's head. That there was so much pressure in the baby's head, they had to drill a hole in an 8-month-old's head.
You don't think I know how much that hurt? I mean,
no, I don't think you do. I don't even do. I think the baby knows how much it hurt. Are you running? Are you running?
I'm not running.
You damaged your child.
ChesterHomepage.net, brought to you by Hollymont Ski Area.
Are you running? Are you running?
I'm not running.
You damage your child forever, and you're not going to give the mother the truth? Rachel, she's the mother of the little boy that you dropped, or whatever you did. Let's bring out Rachel.
I love you, Charles, but I love my son more. And I'm here today to find out the truth, what you did to my son that night.
You know what I did. I told you. I was right there. I explained to you right in front of the paramedics and everything. I was there. I went with you to the hospital. I was the one that called the cops when this baby fell out of my hands.
You trust him?
I do.
You do.
Just the way he was.
Does the story make sense to you?
It does, but then it doesn't. I'm confused.
Yeah, you should be confused. You left your baby with this guy. Your baby suffers massive brain swelling, right?
Yes.
They had to drill a hole in your baby's skull. And he says he's holding the baby like this and fell, and that all occurred from that.
It's just his story hasn't changed. He's convinced me that he's telling the truth.
What if I took a baseball bat out and I smashed this guy in the face a couple times, right? Oh, hold on. And he's laying there, he's bleeding, his face all caved, and I go, I slapped him. I made a mistake. I slapped him with my bare hand. You would look at it and say, there's no way you slapped him and caused all those injuries, right? It would make no sense. It's kind of the story he's telling you with your baby. I have no idea what that lie detector test is going to say, but I got a feeling I already know. Those type of injuries don't happen unless you did something really bad to cause them like that. What kind of effects does your son have now from this? This happened, what, 2 years ago, right?
Yes, he's like paralyzed on that right side. He can't move his right arm. He can't walk right.
So he's 3 years old. He can't walk right, paralyzed on the right side, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's like being put behind the 8 ball right at the beginning of life. That would be the worst. That somebody robbed you of your natural being, your natural ability. Wouldn't that be terrible?
Yes.
Have you slept with him since this incident?
Yes.
Okay. Just curious. Just curious. If he fails this lie detector test, would that open your eyes to anything?
Yes, it would. I probably wouldn't be with him.
You probably wouldn't be with him?
No, I won't be with him.
Oh, your sister couldn't be here. She's the one who actually called the show, right?
Yes.
She wanted you guys to come on. She wanted the truth, so you guys are here. But she couldn't be here. But she left a voice message, and we're going to play that now.
This is to Rachel. I honestly don't understand how you can be so gullible. I can't stand how you believe this man that abused your son, even after what the doctor said about his 3 skull fractures, and how that it was consistent with a 15-foot fall. How you believe this monster over professionals. And for Charles, how stupid do you have to be to think anyone would believe your story? You should honestly be ashamed because you have not been held accountable for your crime. You have no idea what you did to this family, and no apology could ever fix what Rachel's son has to go through the rest of his life. He is paralyzed on one side. It's unrealistic how angry I am that you are outliving your life when he can barely live his to the fullest.
If your sister never called, would you just kept living your life with him?
I honestly don't know.
Okay, a lot of actions up here are speaking on why these things happen right now. Last chance. You want to come clean? Your story makes no sense. It's not possible. It's not believable.
I don't know what else to say. I mean, I'm telling
the truth.
I'm telling the truth. This is the truth.
Charles came here, and we asked him, did you intentionally strike Rachel's son's head? He answered no. Did you ever shake Rachel's son? He answered no. Are you lying that you accidentally dropped Rachel's son? He answered no. The results came back all the same, and they came back that Charles, 7. Did you intentionally strike Rachel's son's head? He answered no. Did you ever shake Rachel's son? He answered no. Are you lying that you accidentally dropped Rachel's son? He answered no. The results came back all the same, And they came back that Charles did not tell the truth.
Are you serious?
I swear on everything. I swear on everything.
What do you swear on?
Myself. I swear on myself.
Well, yourself. You should be swearing behind bars.
They came back alive, Charles. So now that we're here, can you really tell me what happened?
I'm telling you what happened.
Tell me what happened right now.
The baby fell out of my hand.
The truth
fell out of my hands.
The baby didn't fall out of your hands. Are you going to keep sticking that story? Doctor said it's not possible. You yourself failed a lie detector test 3 times. And you want to sit there and keep blaming, you know? Really? You damage a child forever, and you're not going to give the mother the truth? You say you're the best man possible?
I love him. You know I love him. You know I love him. I want to be there for him. I want to be there to help him.
So you're going to sit here right now and lie to me in my face again?
I am not lying to you.
I seriously want to take a step back, because I'll tell you something right now. If this was my son we're talking about, you'd have to have every security guard, every person in there holding me back. And I don't see a lot of fire in you. This guy, he damaged your baby. Doctors have told you what he said couldn't possibly happen. And he came here, and we gave him 3 lie detector tests, and he fails for intentionally striking your son in the head, shaking your baby, and lying about it. I mean, how much more clear can you be? All right. I hope that when you go back home, that you get what's coming to you, which is more than 3 months in jail. And for you now, get the hell off my stage. I hope that somewhere along in your life as a mother, you develop some fire inside you to protect your children. Because what you're doing right now, is not going to cut it. You're way down here, and you need to be up here. And every moment that you laid down with that guy, and every time you gave him comfort, just think that guy caused a lot of damage to your son and all the pain. Good luck to you.